You are monitoring Mr. Jackson's progress or lack thereof during your resuscitative efforts, correct?
That's correct.
With respect to the intubation and airway management, are you measuring the success of that life-saving step?
Yes, we're listening to lung sounds, of course, to make sure that air is going into each lung. And then on our machine, we have a capnography device, and that measures whether the ET tube is successfully in place.
Once Mr. Blunt put the ET tube down Mr. Jackson's throat, were you able to have a reading as to the oxygen level of Mr. Jack through the capnography machine?
That's right. The capnography machine measures the exhausted CO2 from the patient.
And what was the reading that you obtained, if any, once the successful intubation occurred?
Yes, the reading was 16.
Is the intubation process tricky?
Yes, it is.
Did paramedic Blunt perform that intubation in a rapid manner?
Yes, he did.
How rapid?
I was very impressed how quick he got it in the blink of an eye.
Now, at this point in time, you told us, based on the exhibit of the bedroom depicted in People's 21 that's on the projection screen, Mr. Jackson is laying at the foot of the bed, and where are you situated with the EKG machine and your position? May I have the lights, please, Mr. Seo?
Again, with the patient right here, the feet right here, the EKG machine is right here, and I'm standing right here.
May the record reflect the witnesses indicating the side of the bed closest to the door and at the foot of the bed. So you're located at Mr. Jackson's feet area, correct?
That's correct.
Where is paramedic Blunt located at this time?
He's at the other end, at the head of the patient.
May the record reflect the witnesses indicating the area at the far side of the foot of the bed, between the foot of the bed and the red chair on the left side of the photograph.
Fair enough. Fair enough, sir. Thank you.
And there's still activity such that every one of the rescue team is performing a task. For example, is someone performing CPR?
Yes.
Chest compression?
Yes.
Are focused on the capnography reading and the EKG readings, correct?
Yes.
Paramedic Blunt is at the head of Mr. Jackson, and he is taking care of air and breath management, correct?
Yes.
Now, are you also tasked with communicating with a hospital base station, conveying information from the field to another party?
Yes, I am.
Describe that for me, please.
After we did the initial treatment of the patient, the first round of drugs, we find out what the rhythm is, we find out our basic information, our basic history. I called UCLA Hospital to report to them.
Did you call by radio or cell phone?
I used a cell phone.
Who did you speak to when you reached the UCLA base station?
At the UCLA base station, there's a nurse that's monitoring. I spoke to the nurse there.
And when you spoke to the nurse, what information are you conveying and why?
I'm conveying to them the age of the patient, the condition of the patient, specifically how long the downtime is, what we've seen, what we've done, and all of this because it's going to influence how the patient's treated, treatment-wise, what's next.
When you advise the base station of this information, do they then process that information and give you feedback as to what steps, if any,